Good morning, guys, or afternoon. It's 1 o'clock. I'm getting messages here. What happens when your parents are too busy to read to you? You can wait until bedtime if that works better for them. You can wait until later and have them read to you as they tuck you in. But that does need to be part of your daily work. You need to read aloud and you need to hear people read to you. If you have a big brother or a big sister who's able to read to you in their place for a day or so, that's okay. But it needs to be a regular practice. Good to see you guys all in here. We'll start in about a minute and a half. Alrighty, we're going to get started here. A couple things before I start up. I want to make sure that you all understand that if you're here live with me, that means that you've already done your math and your English for Thursday, not Wednesdays, but Thursdays. So if you have not finished your math or your English, you need to step away from the computer and go do that. You can't listen to this because this will give you answers that you have not tried to solve yourself first. So right now, go do that. I'm sorry if it's glitching. I've turned off all of my Wi-Fi except this computer in my house. So there's not much else I can do here. So take good care of that. This all will save to my YouTube channel, and I'm keeping an eye in case mine does shut off, and I'll restart it if we have to tomorrow. But you can go to my YouTube channel and look at this. It will save there. So if you haven't done your math or English, go do that now. You can come back when you're finished and watch what we've done on here. Okay, one more thing I wanted to talk to you about is your checklist that you should be following. You have a newsletter that you get every week, which you've only had one so far. Came on Tuesday, I believe, through your email. It looks like this. If you have not gotten this or you haven't looked at it, you need to do that right now. This has your lessons on it. The second page of that has your work for each day. Here's Wednesdays and here's Thursdays. And you need to stay on track. Don't get ahead. Don't do next week's work. Don't just pull out papers and start working on them randomly. You need to stick with what we have step by step on your list. It tells you what to do and it tells your parents what to do with the stuff when they're finished. So use this step by step. Also, next week, this will change just a little bit. Your parents' homework won't be where yours is. So this will be your work. And then your parents are going to have a box at the bottom next week that tells them all the stuff that they need to send to me. And that way they're not being bombarded with you after every subject you finish. Here, send this, here, do this. They can do it one time at the end of the day with all of your stuff is finished. So parents, I hope that'll help you guys out next week. And this is how it goes. We're learning on the fly, and I'm seeing that that's going to be overwhelming for you parents to have, especially if you have more than one kid doing this, to have all these things you're working on at the same time. So kiddos, next week you'll have your work, then you'll hand it to your parents, and when you've done all of your work, they'll send me everything in one email or in Dojo's emails. All right, let's get started. Who has questions on math from lesson 109? I'm sorry, 110. Today's lesson was 110. Write it in there. I'm seeing lots of highs. Good to see you guys, sorta. All right, Ella, thank you. And number 2 on 110. Oh, good. Esther's got that same question. So you should have your math in front of you, everybody. If you've already done 2 and you didn't have a problem, follow along and we're all going to do it together. So number 2, it says, Tammy gave the clerk $6 to pay for a record. She received 64 cents in change. Tax was 38 cents. What was the price of the record? Okay, we've got to figure out our formula, and you all should be using your math journals. If you look in your math journals, your formula for finding this is in there. So our formula is the price or the cost plus tax gives us the total price or the total cost. Once we find the total cost, we're going to subtract that from what we paid. So subtract your total cost from what you paid, and that will give you your change back. Now, we've done this a lot, and it's even been on a test, so hopefully you have this memorized. If not, you need to go back and get that. Now we just have to plug in the numbers they gave us. So it says that Tammy gave the clerk $6 to pay for a record. So that's going to be what she paid. She paid $6. We're going to subtract something and get the change back. Let's see what else it tells us. It says she received 64 cents in change. The change is here. So she got 56 cents back. That's going to tell us that. Now there's a missing number there. We don't know what the total cost was. So now you've got a missing number formula. Something minus something else gives us the answer. It's a missing number and subtraction. Do you guys know? We flip and subtract. So we keep the $6 on top, and we're going to subtract the 56. So if I subtract, you guys will see that? Yeah. Bring down over here. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 5 is 4. And my 5 comes down. The total cost, the missing number, is $5.44. This is our missing number here, our total cost. Okay? That is also what goes here, the same number. So we can go back over here and say that this missing number, $5.44, is also our total cost here. Let's see if they told us the cost or the tax. The very next sentence says tax was 38 cents. So that's got to go here because that's where tax is. And we added that to this. We have another missing number. Some number plus 38 cents gave us $5.44. Since we're adding, we have to flip and subtract to find that top number. So $5.44 minus 38 cents. I can't take 8 from 4, I have to borrow. 14 minus 8 is 6. 3 minus 3 is 0. Bring down my 5. That means that my cost, which is what they asked for, the last sentence there says, what was the price of the record? So the cost or the price is $5.06. So $5.06 plus our tax gave us our total cost. Then we subtract our total cost from the $6, and that's how they got the 56 cents change. So you had to work backwards, figuring out that puzzle. But if you use your formula, you won't get off. So make sure you start by writing these things down and then work backwards. Okay, that was number 2. That was a biggie. I'll leave that on the board for a second while I scroll through and find the rest. And sorry, I'm kind of in your way. We have, let's see, Caden has a question on number 1, 6, and 10. All right, let's take a look at 1. Number 1 says 150 feet equals how many yards? So I'm going to set this up down here so I don't erase any of that. Actually, I'll erase this top part. You don't need that. So this is number 1. The question says 150 feet equals how many yards? So Caden, how many feet are in 1 yard? Or anyone, how many feet are in 1 yard? Waiting. Let me go back up here. I see some questions. 3. Good job. There's 3 feet in 1 yard. So if there's 3 feet in 1 yard, how am I going to find how many yards are in 150 feet? If I take 1 yard and divided it up into feet, I get 3. If I take this many yards and divided it up into feet, I'd get 150. So we're going to take 150 feet and divide it by 3. And that will tell us how many yards there are. So go ahead and work that and see what you get. I have a question back about number 1. How did I get, let's see, Elsie, on problem 2, how did you get 56 cents? They told us this in problem 2. It says, Tammy gave the clerk $6 to pay for the record. Oh, how did I get 56 cents? Let's go back to number 2. I think I wrote this down wrong. I don't know where I saw 56. Thank you for catching that. So back here it says, Tammy gave the clerk $6 to pay for the record. She received 64 cents in change. How in the world did I find, anyway, 64 cents it should be. So let's go back over here. $6. And I'm going to flip and subtract my 64 cents. Now I have to borrow. 10 minus 4 is 6. 9 minus 6 is 3. And I bring down my 5. Okay, that looks better. So $5.36 was my total cost, which is also going to go here. $5.36. Now, did I get the tax right? It says tax was 38 cents. Okay, got that one right. So now I have to flip and subtract again. $5.36 minus 38 cents. Keep checking me. So I can't take 6 from 8. I have to borrow from the 2. 16 minus 8 is 8. Can't take 3 from 2, so I have to borrow from the 5. 12 minus 3 is 9. $4.98 should be my my answer, my cost. $4.98. That was the cost. Plus the tax gave us the total cost. Subtract that from the pay, that left 64 cents. Not 56 cents. I don't know how I did that. Okay. We are going on. If you don't have any questions, Brooklyn, you're good. You can just watch and check your own. Thank you, LC. I'm not sure who LC is, but thank you, LC, for that question. Going on down here. Thank you, Lindsay, for that. Great job, guys, for catching me. Did you guys see the mistake I made in the example this morning? Willa caught it. Good job, Willa. I left out May when I was writing out the months of the year. I don't know how I did that, but I think it's too many things I'm trying to do at once. So thank you, Willa, for catching that. Thankfully, that wasn't on your daily work, so I'll be more careful. All right, I see Chelsea. Hi, Chelsea. She has a question on number 12. We'll come back to the rest of Cadence in just a second. Let's all go on to number 12. Gonna erase number 1. Number 12. It says $43.62 plus $3.60 plus 56 cents. Oh, there's a 56 cents. Now be careful how you're reading this. It's not $56, it's 56 cents. So sometimes we mix those up. The best way to add these up are to put them in a line. So I'm going to leave 43.62 like this, line up my decimals, $3.60 and 56 cents. And then I'm going to add those up. Make sure I copied them right. So 2 plus 6 is 8. 6 plus 6 is 12. Plus 5 is 17. Carry my 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. And bring down my 4. For $47.78. Oh, hey, Willa, you're LC. Awesome. Okay, Lena says my computer is not working. Not sure what to tell you. Maybe mom can help with that. Might try restarting. We are on lesson 110, Chelsea. That was today's. If you haven't done 110, you need to go do that and then come back. All right, we're going to go back to Caden's other question. Caden, where did you go? Here it is, number 6. So everybody take a look at number 6. Number 6 says, what percent of the contestants in problem 5 guessed wrong? So I have to go back to number 5. We're looking for a fraction because we know how to change fractions to percents, or a decimal because we know how to change decimals to percents. So number 5 says 3/4 of the 84 contestants guessed wrong. So 3/4 guessed wrong. What's the percent that's the same as 3/4? Hello, hello. What's the same as 3/4 as a percent? What percent is 3/4? Help us out. Yeah, 75%. 1/4 is 25%. 2/4 or 1/2 is 50%. 3/4 is 75%. So there's number 6. And I see a lot of questions about we only go to number 11. Yes, we do. So it could be that Chelsea's on 109, which is fine. But Chelsea, you need to do 110 before you come into the live chat. Okay. Good job, guys. Okay, we're going to do number 10. Number 10 says the radius of the circle is 2 centimeters. How many centimeters is its diameter? So we learned this in your lesson this morning. Here's my circle, which, by the way, I'm loving seeing the circles you guys made with your homemade compasses. Those were amazing, just like the ancient Greeks did. It's pretty cool. So we have our circle, our circus, and it said that the radius is 2 centimeters. Now the radius goes from the side to the center. That's the radius. Diameter goes all the way through the center. So the radius is 2 centimeters. They want to know what the diameter is in centimeters. So how do I find that? Some of you got the right answer, but how did you find that? Hi, Lex. Yep, I see you guys got the right answer. Ah, Jaden says add. What do I add, Jaden? 2 plus 2, because 2 is half of the diameter. The radius is half of the diameter. So if I do the other half, which would create the whole diameter, there'd be another 2 centimeters. So 2 centimeters plus 2 centimeters, the diameter is 4 centimeters long. That pen's getting light. All righty. We could multiply 2. Noah says we could multiply. You're right, Noah, we could. If I said 2 centimeters, how many of those do I have? 2. So 2 times 2 is still going to get us 4 centimeters. You could do it either way. Nice job. All right, let's see. That was number 10. You have any others? Eli says number 11. Is that a question, or are you answering, are we supposed to go to 11? Because I'm happy to answer 11 with you. So Eli, do you need number 11 answered? No. Okay. Any other questions on lesson 110? You guys are doing great. 1 through 11 were the toughest ones on this chapter, or on this lesson. So you guys did a great job. Do you have any questions on your English? If you have a question in English, go ahead and put English and then the number. I'll get out of the way in case you're copying down. Okay, this is going really great then. Have you all been able to get on spelling city, English scrawl, what? Okay, Caden says number 4. I'm gonna go back and do number 4 with him. Thank you, Caden. Appreciate that. Hang on just a second. Number 4. So get your papers out and check and see if you got number 4 correct. It says write these decimal numbers as mixed numbers. So I'm going to erase some of this so we have some space. And I'm going to grab a better marker. That one's kind of getting tired. Let's try this. Okay, so they gave us, ooh, that's much better. That, and then they gave us that, and then they gave us this. Okay, so you've been doing the other way around where they give you the fraction and you have to turn it into a decimal. This is the opposite. Remember that anything to the left of the decimal, to the left, is just a number like you've memorized since you were in kindergarten. So if I took everything off here, that's the number 3. It's your whole number, 3. But anything to the right of the decimal can be changed into a fraction. So I'm going to put my fraction bar here. How many decimal places do I have there? I have 2. So that means that my denominator has to have 2 zeros. So then you just take that number, 29, and pop it up here. 3 and 29 hundredths equals 3 and 29 hundredths. It might be helpful for you to say read this out loud to yourself. Okay, Noah, we got it. Read this out loud like you would in English in words, and then it helps put it into the fraction. So we would read this 32 and 9 what? Tenths. So you could say 32 and 9 tenths. That might be helpful too. Let's try this one. 3, read it with me, class. 3 and 9 hundredths, because there's 2 places. So 3 and 9, got 2 decimal places, hundredths. Hope that helps you out there, Caden. Thank you, bud. Got that one. Let's see. I see Chelsea says number 2. Is that on lesson 110, Chelsea? And I'll get to the English in just a second. So Chelsea, let me know if that's number 2 on problem set 110. Eli says it's glitching. I will tell you, I have a guy, several guys around the neighborhood working on our internet. So that's kind of sketchy too. It looks like I still have some internet though. So we'll wait and see if it keeps going. Okay, so Chelsea got that answered. We're going to go on to English. The bottom is what we need help with. Okay, so we're going to go down to the very bottom of English. It says find the incorrect verb tense used in this past tense paragraph. Correct the tense using proofreading marks. It's going to take a minute to write this up here. So let's read it through, and instead of me writing it, let's say the word yesterday since it's past tense and make sure each sentence makes sense. So it says, and we're looking for one. It says the incorrect verb tense. There's only one. So if you found more than one, that's a problem. There should be one that doesn't work. So let's take the first sentence and put yesterday in front of it. Yesterday, the eagle soared over the mountain. That works. Yesterday, the eagle soared. Next sentence. Yesterday, its bright eyes watched for any sign of life in the woods below. Yesterday, eyes watched. That works. Yesterday, it drifted for a while on a wind current. Yesterday, it drifted. That works. Last sentence. Yesterday, it turns and swooped down into the woods, or into the trees. Yesterday, it turns, or yesterday, it should it be yesterday it not turns? We're going to delete that, but yesterday it turned. So you're going to add that. Okay, that is the paragraph at the bottom. There's only one because it said find the incorrect verb tense. Okay, and I see Ella has a question at the top of English. Ella, can you let me know which sentence it is? Count the sentences down. Let me know which one you're stuck on. Good job, Brooklyn. Good job, Jaden. Eli has issues at the top. So Eli, tell me the number of the sentence. Count your end marks. Tell me what sentence number we're stuck on. Dad's looking for English. So English should be in your English binder in your packet. Ella says sentence number 5. And again, Chelsea, don't bring it unless you've actually finished page 65. Okay. All right. So sentence 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then he smile and nod to himself. That's my sentence 5. So then he smile and nod to himself. So we have smile and we have nod. Now in the instructions it says that it has to be written in the past tense. So therefore we have to use the phrase yesterday. So yesterday he smiled. So I have to take off the E and add ED. He smiled. And yesterday he nodded. And because it's a short vowel sound, I have to double the consonant and then add ED. Nodded. So there's 2 Ds in the middle. Otherwise, if I didn't double it, it would look like noted. Not a word. So that's sentence number 5. And Eli had a sentence 4. So let's back up and do the one before that. That has 2 as well. He scrawl out a few notes at the bottom of the page and hastily mark some new ones in their place. Oh, that's the scrawl you guys were talking about. Okay, I wasn't sure we were back doing math, what you were saying. So scrawl and mark. Okay, we're going to use the phrase yesterday because this is past tense. So yesterday he scrawled, and we notice that this ends with 2. That's not pretty. With 2 consonants, so S-C-R-A-W-L. Since there's 2 consonants, we only have to add ED. Scrawled. And yesterday, they hastily marked. And since that one also ends in 2 consonants, we just have to add ED. Scrawled and marked. Okay. What does scroll mean? Scroll means to kind of make, well, let's see what they said. He scrawls out a few notes at the bottom of the page. So if I was scrawling on the board and I was writing, who asked that? Caden, if I was writing your name, scrawling, it would look like this. Like really fast, like chicken scratch almost. That's scrawling. Good question. Oh, and I see Brooklyn's already answered that for you. It means to write. Yep. Okay, marked. Good. Wait, any other questions on English or math? We've got about 5 more minutes. We're doing good today. Internet stayed. If you have any other questions on any of your work, like how do I find my Google Docs, or where's Quizlet, or I haven't got my Spelling City, how do I get that to that? Those sorts of things. Any other kind of questions, let me know. And if your parents have any questions for me too, I'm right here. It's a perfect time to ask. They might push you off the keyboard and have to ask that way. You're so welcome, Ella. Esther wants to know about sentence 6. So sentence 6 is the one after smile and nodded. He bow his head over the piano for a moment. So bow is like that. Yesterday he bowed And since this is not a short vowel sound, we're not saying bow, ah is the short vowel sound of O, then we just have to add ed. He bowed, okay, which means like to bend. He bowed his head over the piano keyboard for a moment. Great question. It's fuzzy. That could just be the internet connection. Or maybe the way that I wrote Caden's name, that's pretty fuzzy too. You're so welcome, Lena. A-okay, Jaden. All right, I just want to encourage you guys, you're doing a great job. We will be doing this again next week, and you have the weekend until Monday to get the rest of Thursday's work finished. Make sure your parents get that all to me by Monday. I'll be sending out a new newsletter on Monday, and you'll have new things to be working on. On Monday, you need to be ready to recite your scripture to your parents, and you need to be able to take your spelling test on Spelling City on Monday. Do not get ahead. Don't go doing next week's words. Just do what you have on your list for today. Hugs to you, Brooklyn. I love this time for questions too, Willa. It's fun to see you, kinda. Can't see you, but I can hear you, kinda. Okie dokie, Jaden. You're welcome, Noah. Welcome, Esther. Welcome, Caden. Welcome, Jaden. Funch. All right, bye-bye and hugs to you too, Chelsea. Feel free to check in anytime. What does THX mean? It's kind of an abbreviated way of typing or texting thanks, THX. You also see it in the theaters, I think, when they're talking about Dolby sound. All right, anyway, be good, obey your parents, go give them a hug. They've worked so hard this week and we've all learned a ton. So I'm gonna sign off in about 2 minutes. Let's see. I've got a question. Okay, Willa's mama is asking, are you sending daily emails? I didn't get one. I am sending daily emails. I'll check again and make sure you got on there. But there should be at the beginning of every day, your student has an email from me, which is sent to you, the parent, as well, so that they can start by reading that. And it has our devotional in it, and it has some thoughts and some things coming up, things like that. So check your email every day before you start your work. I'll check again for you in a minute. And Lindsay says, how to get to Quizlet. So in an email on Tuesday, I sent your parents a attachment that says steps for the parents, or steps for setup for the parents. And in it, it tells how to get to Quizlet and what your login is so that you can do your vocabulary for your reading for Charlotte's Web. So go back and look, and if your parents don't find that, then let me know and I'll send another copy. So always check your email. Some of the questions have been about, yeah, you can click on the link. That's right, Noah. There's a link on that page that I sent. Some of you guys have been asking, or your parents have been asking, how can I send the work that's completed? You can send it through email. You can send it through Dojo. You don't have to take a picture of the math, parents. You can just write the grade that they got before they corrected it and just text that to me via Dojo. Okay, Chelsea, I'll send your dad one too. Sorry about that, Brad. I don't know. I think I put both of you guys on there, but I'll make sure you get it today as soon as I'm done. But anyway, if you finish something and mom can't get it to send one way, try a different way. Next week we'll be using our Google Docs more often, so you'll be typing things on there, and I can see it automatically on my side. It's kind of weird and cool because I can actually see you typing your words. Ooh, kind of fun. But you can see what I'm typing too. So. All right, so I need to check Willa's and Chelsea's email stuff. Okay. All right, it's 1:30, guys. We did great today. Keep up the good work. Have a great weekend. It's sunny outside. Go get some sunshine. Tans. Make the most of this historic time. Love you all. You're welcome. See ya. Bye.